Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Japanese Canadian living in Bangkok, Thailand. This is Andrew. 皆さんこんにちは。バンコク在住日系カナダ人のアンドリューです。サワディークラブ。ผมชื่อ Andrew ครับผมที่กรุงเทพมหานครแต่มาจากญี่ปุ่นและแคนาดาครับยินดีที่ได้รู้จักครับ And I am actually have just checked in to the Meridien Bangkok Hotel. And for those who you think that, wow, that sounds a little familiar, it is familiar because this is actually the hotel that I actually stayed at for 15 nights in last December of 2020, when I first moved to Thailand. So this hotel back then, for about a year and a half, it was an ASQ hotel. So alternate quarantine or alternate state quarantine hotel. So which meant that the government had approved them to be one of their quarantine-based hotel. So this was actually, this hotel was actually just 100% ASQ. So no regular guests in any of the other floors. It was fully 100% just for visitors and returnees who had to quarantine themselves for 15 nights. So I stayed here and I had a wonderful experience. Of course, under the circumstances, of this pandemic and everything else, and the fact that you have to stay here for 15 nights and get your nose probed 3 times by the hospital staff and whatnot, and the fact that you can't even leave this room for the first 7 nights. It was certainly not the most pleasant experience, but I think what was so amazing was that the staff were just so fantastic. And of course, it all starts with Kun Save, who is in marketing, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I am. But he was always so quick to return any of my comments, any of my suggestions, any issues that I may have, so forth, which was very little, but especially on Instagram. And he connected with me right away, and he attended to my needs. So that was amazing. And of course, even though we didn't really get to see each other, but the staff were just, so helpful in as much as they could be, considering they are wearing, protective gear and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we can't see them. For example, the meals get delivered every day, 3 times a day, just in front of our door. And they would knock on the door and say, "Sawadee ka," blah, blah, blah. And we open the door and they're not there anymore, but the food is there, all warm and toasty. So, but I really had a great experience. And the reason why I'm back here is because, for one, they have, Thailand has opened its doors completely to over 40 countries who are fully vaccinated. And with that, the ASQ program is no more. And so this hotel is now accepting regular guests and tourists. And before that happened, though, they have decided to renovate, and they're still renovating apparently. But they renovated the lower floors, and they're working on the higher floors right now. But I really wanted to check out the new and newly renovated rooms I was able to get this deluxe corner room, which is just beautiful. So I want to share with you all about this hotel and this room. And the second reason is that this is funny because you don't really think of Memphis-style ribs and barbecue in Thailand. But this hotel, the first floor, the restaurant, they have decided to open a restaurant called Rolling Ribs Bangkok. And so I am so excited to try this. I am going to go with one of my friends tomorrow night on Saturday and enjoy the good food, and I'll share that all about the ribs and the food that in this video as well. So please stay tuned and thanks a lot for watching. 皆さんこんにちは。ご機嫌いかがでしょうか。今回はですね、実はこのバンコクのメルディアンにチェックインしたばっかりなんですけれども、メルディアンって聞いたことあるなっていう風な方いらっしゃると思いますけれども、実は去年の12月に僕がアップした動画にあるんですね。その時に泊まらせていただいたんですけれども、その時はですね、ここがもう 100% 隔離のホテルになってまして、タイではちょっと日本とは違って、ここの隔離生活がすごく厳しかったんですね。空港に着いて外に、入国ですね、入国できた時点でもうすぐに車に乗せられてですね、ホテルまで直行そして荷物も全部消毒されて、スタッフの皆さんもみんな防護服を防具ですね、防具を着てまして、それでチェックインとかを済ませて、まずは PCR 検査第1弾みたいな感じで、それで部屋にまで案内させてくださるんですけれども、そこから15泊泊まりました。ここにそれで違う部屋に泊まってたんですけれども、でも今回はですね、このホテルがもちろんタイの開国になった時点でこの隔離ホテルという ASQ っていうんですけれども、隔離ホテルのシステムがなくなりまして、それで普通にホテルとして他のお客様皆さんを受け入れることになったんですけれども、それで今901号室なのでコーナールームなんですけども、デラックスコーナールームというところに泊まっております。ちょっとアップグレードをしていただいたんですね。なのでこれを全部ご紹介したいと思います。それからですね、2つ目の理由としてこっちに戻ってきた理由ですねはこの1階にあるレストランがやっと開きまして、先週開いたばっかりなので、友達と美味しいリブスとかチキンとかブリスケットとか食べてみたいと思いますので、そちらもご紹介させていただきますので、最後までご視聴くださいませ。それではまた。ありがとうございます。ขอบคุณมากครับ สวัสดีครับ 「 you guys. So what did you think about this hotel? The Meridien Bangkok Hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. As you know, I stayed here exactly 1 year ago through their ASQ program, or alternate state quarantine program, that was enforced by the Thai government for anybody who was coming into the country, either returning or visiting, to go through this quarantine process where you stay at a government approved facility for 15 nights and get your PCR test done 3 times by the local hospital. And once you're cleared, you can roam the streets of Bangkok freely, so to speak. So this time around, I only stayed 2 nights, but it has transformed. This hotel has transformed into an amazing, beautiful place. Obviously, you know, I couldn't really see a lot of the hotel itself the first time around because I was ushered in from the basement parking lot where they processed me there, and then they ushered me to the lobby, which had minimal lights on. Of course, everybody, all the staff were wearing protective gear, and no music, no lighting, no nothing, no merchandise, you know, whatever. And so I couldn't really see what the hotel looked like until I got here today, this time around. So I'm very happy to have come back and seen the difference as it transformed into an amazing, I'm sure it was an amazing hotel back then, but now with the renovations, as you probably saw, the rooms are much nicer, simpler, beautiful design, and I truly enjoyed my stay here. I think the biggest part, obviously, was the staff and the customer service that I received. I think that they do an amazing job, starting with, of course, Kun Save from marketing. He had been a big part of my positive experience during the ASQ program. And of course, there was a gentleman who was in charge of food and beverage, and just the other day yesterday during breakfast, he said, "Oh yes, I remember you. You're the one who asked for breakfast to be served before 8 because you had a Thai class online at 9. And I'm like, I was totally blown away, especially when the staff have minimal contact physically and visually with any guests during the ASQ program, and to remember that, and you know, that was just an amazing experience right there. And I thought that was, you know, that was the epitome of an amazing customer service. So and of course, Kun Emily from the lobby, you know, I think she's one of the managers, and of course Mr. Yoneyama from sales, he came down to say hi and introduce himself as well. And everybody here was just so accommodating, welcoming, and just an amazing experience. So, and thank you, Michael, as well, from the lobby. So, and thank you for everybody who, I don't really know your names, but, and the barbecue, wow. Were you salivating, you know, watching my video? I hope you were, because, you know, it was definitely worth salivating for. It was, you know, I was looking at the video footage, and I was just like, God, I need to come back here again. Those meat were just succulent, fall off the bone kind of ribs. The briskets were just cooked to perfection. So soft and tender. And the cornbread, wow, the cornbread was just so good. I'm pretty picky about my cornbread because, you know, a lot of times it does feel like it's a little bit too dry. But this place, oh man, I didn't think that I would be eating such great Memphis-style barbecue, here in Thailand. So, that was just kudos to the team here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please stay safe out there wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. All right, ciao for now. See ya. はい、いかがだったでしょうか。このルメルディアンバンコクホテル。広々とした感じでとても好きでした。1年前に ASQ で泊まった時にはあまり内装が見れなくてですね、やっぱり電気とかあまりつけていなかった感じで、もちろん部屋から出ることがある際にはスタッフの人と一緒にエスコートされて行ってましたので、しかもそれを15泊してるうちの最初の7泊は部屋から一歩も出られなかった感じだったんですね。今回こっちに戻ってきて、こういう風な素敵なホテルなんだっていう風な感じでつくづく思いました。プールも生まれ変わってました。去年1回行った時にはとてもシンプルな感じのプールで、もちろん泳げなかったですし、ああいう風な感じに植物とかいろいろなデザインが組み込まれたプールではなかったので、なので今回もプールのあたりもつまんないだろうななんて思って水着を持ってこなかったんですね。そしたらもう入ってみたら素晴らしい空間に生まれ変わってるなと思って、とても後悔してます。ちょっと水着を持ってくればよかったなと思ってます。なのでもちろんそれで食べ物なんですけれども、もちろんルームサービス、それから朝ごはんなんかはとっても美味しかったんですけれども、なんて言っても印象的だったのが新しいローリングリブズというレストランですね。あそこは自分はねアメリカとカナダで育ってたので結構美味しいリブズとか食べ慣れてるんですけれども、まさかタイに来てこんな美味しいリブズを食べれるとは思わなかったです。なのでぜひこちらに来られてる際とかもちろんこちらに在住されてる方でちょっとリブズ食べに行こうかなみたいな感じだったらぜひおすすめします。量もすごく多くてですね、それでコーンブレッドとかは食べたことあるかどうかはわからないんですけども、カステラみたいな感じでちょっと甘くてすごく美味しいです。とってもリブスとかと合うんで、ぜひお試しになってください。今回も最後まで動画を見ていただきましてありがとうございます。なんか日本語がすごく変なんです。今日すいません。チャンネル登録、それでもちろん高評価もよろしくお願いいたします。インスタでもぜひつながってください。それではまた次の動画でお会いいたしましょう。それではまた。じゃあね。